isn't a campaign. This isn't the RNC. I'm not out on a political campaign. I didn't get none of that 1.5.
Does Nelly come back to St. Louis and visit?
Come on, gang. He always say Louis, but only at the casino. That's where he lose all his money at. And then he go down there on the dub and get his coat.
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the fuck one of you.
Dramatic background beat fades in. The internet is losing its mind right now, because comedian D.L. Hughley just dropped one of the wildest celebrity claims of the year, saying Nelly owes Donald Trump $1 million. Yeah, you heard that right. The same Nelly who gave us Hot in Her a Dilemma, Country Grammar, a man who defined the early 2000s, is now being accused of owing money to Trump himself. What started as a casual rant from D.L. Hughley turned into a digital wildfire. Within minutes, clips spread across TikTok, YouTube, and X. Fans didn't know whether to laugh, cry, or check their calendars to make sure it wasn't April Fool's. So what really happened? Is Nelly broke? Did he actually owe Trump? Or is this just another messy case of celebrity gossip gone too far? Let's break this down. It all began during one of D.L. Hughley's live sessions, where he often roasts celebrities, politics, and fake Hollywood behavior. But this time, he took it to another level. Between jokes about fame and hypocrisy, D.L. looked straight into the camera and said, "These rappers love to act like they're bosses, but half of them owe somebody. I know for a fact one of them owes Trump $1 million. Boom, silence. He didn't say the name twice. He didn't have to. Everyone watching knew exactly who he was talking about, Nelly. The comment section went nuclear. People were clipping, tagging, posting. D.L. Hughley says Nelly owes Trump $1 million. The internet ate it up. Some laughed it off as a joke. Others took it seriously, especially after D.L. doubled down, saying Nelly always at the casino losing money and living on credit like he still got 202 money. Suddenly, Nelly, who's always stayed out of controversy, was the face of a viral financial scandal. Within hours, hashtags like Nelly broke and G.L. Hughley were trending. Fans started posting memes, hot in debt, must be the money, but maybe it ain't, and Country Grammar Tax Edition. It was chaos. Some fans defended Nelly, calling D.L. a clout chaser. Others started digging through Nelly's old headlines, from his tax issues years ago, to rumors of gambling debts and label disputes. One fan tweeted, "If D.L.'s lying, he's bold, but if he's telling the truth, that's a whole legacy getting dragged through the mud." And that's the thing, it wasn't just gossip. D.L. Hughley is respected in comedy and culture. He's not some random YouTuber chasing clicks. He's part of the kings of comedy. When he speaks, people listen, even when they hate what he says. So when he said Nelly owed Trump, the internet didn't dismiss it. They investigated. Almost immediately, old photos started resurfacing. Pictures of Nelly at Trump Tower back in the early 2000s. Mentions of a private performance Nelly allegedly did at a Trump event. And screenshots of a rumored endorsement payment that supposedly bounced. Now, none of that confirmed a $1 million debt, but it raised a big question. Why was Nelly ever doing business with Trump in the first place? Turns out, this story goes deeper. Back before Trump became president, he was all about branding, hotels, golf courses, reality TV, and celebrity partnerships. He'd host events, fund projects, and cut endorsement deals with famous names to boost his image. According to old industry whispers, Nelly once got involved in one of those ventures, a luxury real estate project connected to Trump's circle. It reportedly fell apart when the financing collapsed, leaving several celebrities with unpaid fees and losses. The rumor, Nelly's team took a hit from that deal, and part of the settlement allegedly involved a personal debt or unpaid investment worth, you guessed it, around $1 million. Was that money ever paid back? No one knows for sure, but D.L. Hughley's timing years later made the whole thing sound like he was exposing an old secret the world had forgotten. So why would D.L. bring this up now? For context, D.L. Hughley has always been anti-Trump. He's called him a racist, a fraud, a con artist multiple times on live TV. So if he found out a rapper he respects once took Trump's money, you can bet he'd make it public. In his rant, D.L. said, "These dudes talk about the struggle and the hood, but when it's time to pay their bills, they run straight to Trump Tower." That line hit the culture like a grenade, because Nelly was supposed to be one of the few who stayed clean. The good guy from the Midwest who never needed controversy to sell records. Now D.L. was painting him as a sellout, a man owing money to someone he should never have dealt with. For D.L., it wasn't just about money, it was about loyalty. Let's not forget who Nelly is. A diamond certified artist with hits that defined an entire generation. He sold millions, he toured the world. He represented the cool, clean side of hip hop. No scandals, no street beefs, just hits and smiles. So hearing that the same man might owe Trump $1 million, it was like hearing Michael Jordan rinse his sneakers. It didn't sound real, but perception is powerful. Once people start whispering the word broke, it doesn't go away. Even if you're worth 10 million, fans remember the headline, not the truth. And suddenly, every picture of Nelly smiling with Ashanti looked different. Every concert clip became content for conspiracy. But let's be fair, Nelly's finances have been questioned before. In 2016, news broke that he owed $2.4 million in back taxes to the IRS. His fans literally launched a campaign to stream his songs non-stop to help him pay it off. And it worked. Hot and Heard became a viral anthem again. That moment showed two things. One, Nelly's fans are loyal. And two, the rumors about his money weren't new. Add in a few failed investments, a couple of lawsuits and label disputes, and suddenly DL Hughley's story doesn't sound so far-fetched. But here's the twist. DL never said he had receipts. He never showed documents, never played recordings. He just said it. And in today's internet, that's enough. Because here's what this story really exposed: the illusion of wealth in the entertainment industry. DL went on to say, "You think these rappers are rich? They leasing everything. The cars, the chains, the mansions, all on borrowed money." That statement hit hard, because behind every private jet post, there's usually a loan. Behind every new house story, there's a mortgage. And behind every independent boss speech, there's a label advance waiting to be paid back. DL was saying what insiders already knew: most celebrities are living off credit and image. They're not millionaires. They're middle-class people with million-dollar lifestyles, and one bad deal can bring it all down. This is the part fans rarely see. You see the cars, the jewelry, the tours, but you don't see the clauses, the penalties, the recouped advances. A rapper might show a $300,000 chain on Instagram, but the truth? It's rented for a weekend video shoot. Another might brag about a Rolls Royce, but the monthly lease costs more than the average person's yearly rent. And when that machine, the label, the sponsors, the promoters stops funding the lifestyle, it collapses fast. That's what DL meant when he said Nelly's card going to decline. It was metaphorical, but also painfully real. Because when fame slows down, money disappears faster than fans think. Now let's talk about what's really behind DL's outburst. Some say he's jealous, not of money, but of legacy. DL Hughley is respected, no doubt. But Nelly was loved. He had the music, the crossover appeal, the cultural reach. So maybe DL's jab was less about exposing Nelly and more about taking the spotlight back for himself. A lot of fans pointed that out online. DL's career needed a headline. He's stirring the pot to stay relevant. And honestly, it's possible. Because every time he mentions a celebrity, views skyrocket. He knows how the media game works. Controversy equals clicks. Still, others say DL's doing what he always does, speaking uncomfortable truths. He's the kind of voice that calls everyone out, from politicians to rappers, and doesn't care who gets mad. This situation isn't just gossip, it's a reflection of the bigger problem in celebrity culture. Fame today is built on illusion. Social media turns success into a performance. Everyone has to look rich, even when they're struggling. And DL's statement hit that nerve. Because deep down, fans know he's not wrong. So the moment someone whispers that a famous rapper is broke, the internet believes it. Because it fits the pattern they already suspect. It's not just about Nelly anymore. It's about every artist hiding behind filters and captions, the money phone pictures, the rented yachts, the blessings on blessings posts covering up debt. DL just cracked the illusion. And that's why this story blew up beyond just one rumor. Now here's the most interesting part. Nelly hasn't said a single word. No tweet, no interview, no statement. The sources close to him told blogs the story is false, exaggerated, and inflammatory. They say DL's spreading gossip without proof. Still, silence speaks volumes. Because in today's world, the longer you stay quiet, the louder the internet gets. And some fans think Nelly's silence isn't denial, it's damage control. He doesn't want to feed the fire. Because whether it's true or not, the damage is already done. That's the cruel part of fame. Facts don't matter as much as headlines. Once a story hits social media, it becomes reality for millions. And Nelly owes Trump $1 million is too juicy for people to ignore. Even if proof never surfaces, the phrase sticks. Next time Nelly's name trends, people will remember the rumor, not the rebuttal. That's how modern celebrity works. Reputation isn't destroyed by lies, it's destroyed by belief. And right now, half the internet believes DL Hughley. But let's zoom out. Even if this debt story turns out false, DL exposed something real. The pressure artists live under to appear perfect. Fame is a game of optics. If you look broke, you lose deals. If you admit struggle, you lose status. So they fake it. They hide pain behind designer clothes. They post smiles when their finances are collapsing. Behind the glitz, there's anxiety. Behind the success, there's survival. And that's what DL tapped into, the fear that every artist has. That one day, the image cracks. Now let's ask the big question. Was DL Hughley telling the truth or just starting a storm? It might be both. Because whether Nelly actually owes Trump money or not, DL's message hit deeper than gossip. He reminded the culture that nobody's invincible. That fame doesn't mean financial freedom. That the boss lifestyle many artists flaunt is often built on borrowed money. In that sense, DL's statement was bigger than one man. He turned one rumor into a mirror for the entire industry. And that's why the clip went viral, as every viewer started asking, how many other celebrities are hiding the same thing? Since DL's comments, Nelly's team has reportedly been doing quiet damage control. No legal action yet, no public apology. But PR insiders say the story caused real tension behind the scenes. Sponsors don't like controversy, especially when it involves politics in Trump's name. And while Nelly's still performing, the whispers haven't stopped. Online, fans are split. Half think DL's reckless, half think he's real. But everyone's talking. And that's what matters most in the modern fame economy: attention. DL might have cost Nelly some peace, but he gained millions of eyes on his platform. Strip away the names and headlines, and what you're left with is a hard truth about fame. Most people would rather look rich than be rich. And in an age where followers equal currency, reputation is everything. DL's rant pulled back that curtain. He showed that even the biggest stars have secrets, debts, and silent struggles. He showed that image can be a prison, that success can turn into survival. That one rumor can reshape a career overnight. Because when money, pride, and politics collide, nobody leaves clean. If you look at this from a legacy perspective, it's a clash between two eras. Nelly, the superstar who built his name on clean music and crossover appeal. DL Hughley, the outspoken comedian who built his brand on raw honesty. One represents the image, the other represents the truth, or at least his version of it. Their clash is symbolic. It's fame versus reality, comfort versus confrontation. And no matter how it ends, both men's legacies are now tied to this viral moment. But what happens next? Will Nelly respond publicly? Will DL back down or double down? And will Trump himself ever address this supposed $1 million link? Chances are, probably not. Because in Hollywood, silence is strategy. Once a story hits peak virality, everyone lets the noise fade before re-emerging with new music, new interviews, or new projects. But the internet never forgets. Every article, every meme, every headline, they stay. And the next time Nelly trends, this story will resurface again. At the end of the day, this story isn't about whether Nelly actually owes Trump. It's about what the rumor reveals. DL Hughley exposed the illusion of invincibility, that even icons can fall. That money doesn't protect you from embarrassment. And maybe, just maybe, it's also about how quick we are to believe the worst about people we once admired. Because the truth might not matter anymore. Only the story does. So what do you think? Did DL Hughley really expose a secret $1 million debt? Or is he just stirring the pot for clicks and chaos? Is Nelly really broke? Or just another celebrity caught in the crossfire of fame and gossip? One thing's for sure, in the world of hip-hop and Hollywood, beefs fade, but the receipts never die. If you love deep dives into celebrity scandals, where truth meets drama and nothing's off limit, make sure to hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories that shake the culture.